Hey guys, welcome back to the pod. I hope this is okay. I'm using this lapel mic. It was supposed to be a mic that I can monitor using monitoring headphones, but I can't do that. For people who want to monitor while they record, which is regular headphones, I mean, this is maybe like I don't know if it still works, so I'm hesitant to say it, but Propellerhead used to have all this like software and some apps. They changed into Reason Studios, and there's this app called Take, Take. I've talked about it before. It's for people who want to make music. It has like a metronome. You can add like three tracks, and you can monitor as you play, as you record or something like that. Like you can monitor so say if you put like a beat together where you're just like making a beat on something, like if I have this water bottle and I'm making some kind of, I could basically record that on Take, which is the app, and if it's still working, and basically go back and like sing over it, or do, like basically you can hear the beat in the background as you add more to it. So I was pretty interested in using something like that, but I don't know yet if it works. But I think, I went and I got this Amazon Prime China built crap mic, because I was like, it's portable, it's really tiny, it's small, it has a windscreen, it clips onto my shirt. The mic part works. I have to use this little adapter to use it for the iPhone. I have this like lightning cable adapter that adapts, I don't know if it's 2mm, 3mm, I forgot how many millimeter, but the basic like headphone jack size mic that you would use to plug into like a headphone or mic jack, like it's that size, and it's the size of a headphone jack actually, because I've had mics before that had like a smaller mic jack, but they had a smaller anyways, you can use that software for free, that app for free, if it still works, because I remember I used to record music on there, and then it stopped working, and so I couldn't export any of my files, or listen to the other recordings that I had exported. It just didn't work anymore, and then somebody said online that it works again, so I don't really know. I haven't used it, but I think for people who want to do like ASMR and stuff like that, that's a good place to kind of start. Just some ideas to throw out there. But anyways, I wanted to talk about, in general, the pods, because on here I've been talking about little money gig things. You've probably noticed I haven't been posting a lot lately. For me, it's fine. I'm just not posting a lot lately. I'm gonna post more where the money is at, and it's not on this pod. But I do like to talk about money on this pod, because I think that's what people want to hear. That is a seagull. That animal did not sound like an animal I've usually heard sounding that way. There's seagulls all over here. I mean, I'm not so surprised. It's just, there are a lot of seagulls. We used to have them on campus all the time, eating all the trash. But yeah, so basically, one pod with the new ambassador ad is making about, I don't want to call it $1 a month. That doesn't make sense, because it seems like it's about $1 a month according to last month. I guess I'll put it that way. Between the last 30 days, it's made about $1. Now in the last 30 days on that pod, I posted probably every third day, so probably just 10 times. But before that, it made, so that's the same podcast that I said was making like $15.95. It's at like $16.90 something right now, I think. And so it's a little higher now than what it was a couple weeks ago. But all that other $15.95 came from somewhere else, from some other weeks. And so I don't know how that money got there exactly, but I'm trying to figure it out. And it's really hard. Oh man, I'm coughing today a little bit. It's a little hard to figure out. Because, I mean, people say that it's close to live, that it's a couple days off. But I feel like I want something that's like tracking immediately, because I can't tell what's going on. Like, it's a little complex for me to try to figure out what's going on. So I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I have another site, another pod that is waiting for the ambassador ads to be available, and on my phone I can't see how many listeners I have every 100 days. I think you have to have 100 listeners every 60 days, or keep an average of 100 listeners every 60 days, and then you're able to still have the ad running. And so yeah, the one pod that's doing good, that I can see the information, it's doing pretty well, and making money. And then not a lot of money, but it's not no money. Like, at this rate, you know, let's say $15 plus $12 a year. I mean, that's not too bad, considering if it's something I'm just going to do anyways. But it's not going to pay my bills. I'm trying to figure out how people make money with just ambassador ads. I don't know if it's possible. Like, there's a little reward, but I think unless you're doing affiliates and having other income streams through your pod, unless you're selling a product or whatever it is, like, I don't really foresee it working out. Like, I really don't. You know, I don't know what's up with Spotify for podcasters. There's an issue, and I don't really know what it is, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. So I'm going to spend a little time during this weekend to try to figure that out. I don't know how I'm going to figure it out. Usually I was listening to content by Henry G. He has a lot of good content about Anchor and how he was making money. And ever since the switch, he was talking about Megaphone or something like that, and how it's a high cost kind of program that's kind of that costs a lot of money. And then let me see if he has any new videos. If I look at his channel right now, it's his old videos. So okay, there's a new one that I haven't listened to yet. It says, how long does it take to get your ambassador ad? So he has a video on that, so I might need to watch that, and then I'll send an update if there's some extra info in the comments. But I'd say that's the best way to go. If you Google Henry G Anchor, Um, that's how his name pops up. When I Google, when I go on YouTube, not Google necessarily, but if I'm on YouTube and I go Henry G. Anchor, that's how I get to his channel. But if I just type in Henry G, at least before, his stuff wasn't popping up. So, yeah, he's got the best content that I've seen about Anchor. So I'm gonna watch it and then see if I can gather any updates about kind of what he says. I haven't viewed it yet, but I've got some other stuff I want to do, working on some music and things today, and yeah, but I'm not sure, like, I'm just not sure, but yeah, so that's about all I have to say about that. It's confusing. So I think I'm gonna have to watch his video and then come back and record more, because I don't really know the information. So let me watch that video for you guys, break it down, and I'll try to put it in the description box if you want to check it out yourself. But alright, for now, hang tight. I'm gonna add to this episode actually, because this isn't done quite yet. Alright, Gaming Compute Pod. Alright, I was able to watch Henry G's video on YouTube. I was wrong saying that when I type in his name, he doesn't come up. Now when I type in Henry G, it does come up as his YouTube channel. So some of the points that he made, he basically explained his experience switching to Megaphone for a month. It seems like there's something with the money that's going weird. He's got an ad that has a CPM of like $14 or $16 or something like that, and he's getting about 1,000 listeners per 60-day period. And yeah, basically he was explaining his experience. A lot of this stuff is recently changing. He has a balance that shows up of a little over $1,500, but that's from a previous time. It's not from his current podcasting, and so he doesn't have any current money shown. I think he said that when he started, he basically restarted a new pod, and within 30 days he was given the ambassador ad. His ambassador ad CPM was like $15 or $16 or something like that. So let me see. When I look at my own pods, the one in particular that has the ambassador ad right now, my current CPM or RPM for that one is $10.50. It's at $16.89, not $16.95 like I mentioned before. So $16.89. So when I started talking about this podcast, it was at 16. What did I say it was at before? 15.95 when I first started to talk about any of the money from podcasting that I saw recently. Now before Anchor did this weird switch over to Spotify for podcasters, there were other ads. All my pods had ads. All of them were making money. They weren't making a lot of money, but it was like there was money sitting in the accounts. that was more than nothing. So it was enough to kind of get a concert ticket or something. Like, it wasn't a bad amount. So let me see. I'm looking at the moment to see, what am I trying to see? Like, analytic wise, what things look like. So I'm noticing there's these weird spikes every month where it seems like maybe Spotify is tallying, I could be wrong, but it seems like maybe Spotify is tallying how many people are connected to this information. I don't know if it matters where the information comes from, but I've noticed there's a lot of web browser searching where my content comes up organically, and then there's this other category for these other ones that is not Spotify or Apple Podcasts as second and third place, or Spotify for podcasters. It's something that says other, and so I've noticed, like, maybe it helps to get a lot of web browser content. Just throwing ideas out there of things that I'm kind of noticing on my end. Something else that drives traffic that I've noticed is kind of, if you're involved in something that is popular, like, for example, I've got a lot of people interested in drop shipping and things like that. Like, if you actually purchased a course, I'm not saying go out of your way to purchase a course to do, like, podcasting reviews about that course and then, hope to make your money back. Like, I'm not saying that specifically. I can't really say what to do with that kind of stuff. But, yeah, like, I've noticed when I put popular names, either names of places, or names of famous people, like historians or podcasters or crypto, or something that's like trending, or something that someone else was trying to search for information about that person. A lot of times those episodes do pretty well. They tend to be my higher ranking episodes, and the analytics are pretty helpful. I've learned a little bit. There's something to putting things in parentheses. I've noticed sometimes when you put a name of a person at the front or a name of a person in the parentheses, after, usually you'll get a lot more organic traffic that way. At least it seems so on my end. Let me look at Henry G's video. I wanted to see the comments, actually, to see what other people were saying. Someone else says that they're grateful for Henry G's videos, and that they did stop with the recordings for a while, and it does hurt the podcast a lot. So the consistency helps. I've definitely noticed that on my pods, the one pod that actually has the active ambassador ad, when I haven't posted every day and I started posting every third day, so about 10 times a month instead of 30 times a month, I've definitely noticed a big difference there. Let me see. Yeah, you stop getting as many listens. I don't know how long you can go without posting. I feel like if you post every third day or once a week or something like that, usually there's traffic that comes your way. But that's kind of one reason why I started doing these daily episodes. I was kind of playing around and it was to kind of break up my, you know, lengthy ranting, and you know, because I know that I get off topic, and you know, sometimes when I hit record I've got all this other stuff in my mind that I, you know, that I kind of want to, you know, process, or you know, explore, or just reflect on. And so then I just start talking about like all of it, when you know, realistically, it's not really needed. Sorry, I'm looking at my heater vent. It looks like somebody closed it. I don't know if that's right, but I feel like it's been open all this time, and I don't know why it looks like it's closed. But anyways, yeah. So somebody mentioned that about posting. This one's funny. I don't know if it's meant to be funny, but it's from somebody called Toxic Mindset Podcast. Your information gave me the confidence to start the Toxic Mindset Podcast. Oh my gosh. I don't know why that's funny to me. That's funny to me. Cuz Henry G, his podcast is called the Positive Mindset Podcast, and so somebody's starting one that's called the Toxic Mindset Podcast. Oh my gosh. This person says, the person with the Toxic Mindset Podcast says, I'm glad to say with your method, I've earned 3,000 plus in 3 months. Thank you. Like, honestly, guys, don't give up. So yeah, informative and great video. Thanks, Henry. I love podcasting and I want to do it, but I'm not sure which niche to join. I need help. That was a comment. Yeah. Toxic mindset. That's hilarious to me. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I kind of like that people are making money. He also mentioned something about, you know, if you're new, maybe making shorter form content. He does, like, I think he says 10 to 12 minutes. I'd say, so with my podcast, every listen, when you have an ambassador ad, every listen is 1 cent. So if you get 5 listens on one episode, that's 5 cents. If you get 90 listens, that's 90 cents. So you're keeping track of different moving parts. You're keeping track of, I guess the part that I don't understand is the 60 days, because I can't tell if you're keeping track of the 60 days or the 30 days, because it says, let me see, when you don't have an ambassador ad yet, you can check the eligibility by going into the money tab on your pod. You click on check eligibility criteria, and then it has this page that says ambassador ads eligibility, and it says ambassador ad campaigns run on a monthly basis. To participate, you'll need to meet these criteria each month. So basically, within the last 60 days, you have to publish an episode. So you have to have at least one episode every 2 months or 60 days. It doesn't say months specifically. And then you have to reach 100 listeners within the last 60 days. And so every 60 days, so every 2 months, you have to have 100 listeners. But then it says on a monthly basis. So I guess the campaign runs for a month, I guess. I don't really know, but that's what it sounds like. The campaign runs for a month, but they're tracking you every 60 days. Is that what that means? That's how I'm understanding it. It doesn't make full sense to me. when I'm looking at um, when I'm looking it, the one that has the host read ads for me, that like under the money tab, that already has the ambassador ads already rolling. um it says to stay eligible for ambassador ads, you'll need to continue to meet eligibility criteria. And then when you go to check now, it shows, what's been going on in the last 60 days. Um, um, so yeah, like I'm not sure. I'm really not sure, like, why it is this way. Like, I really just don't understand. Um, but anyways, you know, and the one that has the money in it, I haven't been able to cash out yet. It doesn't show a current balance for me yet. So I don't know how long I have to wait for that. It's just a lot of confusing information, honestly. Like, I've never dealt with this before, so I'm just kind of playing it by ear. And Henry G is the only person I know who kind of has talked about his journey with podcasting using Anchor and now Spotify for podcasters, um, and a little bit of Megaphone. He's the only one I know who's talked about it for a pretty long time. So I don't really know who else talks about it, honestly. But yeah, so um, it's just kind of fun, I would say if you're trying to treat this like a job, like a second job, it might take a while to get things rolling. I would never discourage somebody to say don't. Don't try to say don't. Like, see what happens. It's free to sign up. It's free to start. It's free to do it. You can record straight into if you have a smartphone, you can record straight into your smartphone, straight into your laptop. Everything's free. All you have to do is have an email address to connect it, and then have a name for your podcast. And you don't even have to buy a domain name or anything. Like, you can basically set up a .com of your own, but you don't have to. I don't know if it makes a big difference. It might make a big difference to have a website set up, maybe for SEO reasons. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I hope that's helpful. And that's it for now. And thanks for listening.